Saturday, December 7th, 2019, the end of the first week of Advent with the Scotch Whisky Advent Calendar 6th edition. What's it going to be today? Let's check it out together. Hello and happy holidays, my whiskey friends. Mark here at WhiskyWhistle on YouTube, sharing a little whiskey awesomeness from Winnipeg, the center of North America, bringing you day 7, the 7th day of Advent here with the Scotch Whisky Advent Calendar 6th edition. What is it going to be today? Let's get it opened. We'll get it poured. We're going to test it. We're going to taste it and give it a WhiskyWhistle whiskey score. Let's get started. Day number 7. Oh, that's an easy one right at the top there. Do you see it there? Okay. Let's get it out. I'm keeping those, by the way, for a very good reason. Okay, and boom. What do we have here, folks? I haven't looked yet. I think I recognize that logo. Let's see. Is it Claxton's? No, it's Douglas Laing. Oh, wow. This is the blended malt Scotch whiskey known as Scallywag. Awesome. I have not tried this yet. This is a sherry cask. The region is Speyside, and it's 46% ABV. I believe it's natural in color, and I believe these are unchill filtered. This is part of the same set as Big Pete, by the way. Great, Scallywag. All right, let's get that poured. I've got my Scotch Whisky Advent Calendar 6th edition glass. Get that opened. And we'll pour it. Oh, it smells so nice. Oh. Need a little more than that. There we are. Beautiful. Now, have you been enjoying your calendar so far? We're day 7. This is the end of the first week. At the end of this video, I'll give a quick run through of what we've tried, and I'll talk a little bit about what my favorites were and what my expectations are for what's to come, all right? Great. So first of all, we'll check out the color of Scallywag. Now, there's a bunch of different editions of Scallywag, much like there are many editions of Big Pete. All right, so here's a little bit about Douglas Laing. This is page 5 in your little booklet that came with your Scotch Whisky Advent Calendar. Douglas Laing is a leading creator and purveyor of the finest Scotch whisky since 1948. Established by Fred Douglas Laing, we are a proud family business now in its 3rd generation. We are a leading independent Scotch whisky blender and bottler, specializing in the selection and release of artisan, small batch, and single cask bottlings. Having spent decades establishing unique relationships across the whiskey industry, we are able to access the finest and rarest Scotch whisky stocks. Our whiskeys are distributed and loved in over 60 countries globally, with brands such as Big Pete, Scallywag, Rock Island, Timorous Beastie, The Epicurean, Old Particular, and Extra Old Particular. I love Douglas Laing quite a lot. So the color, here we go. What do you see there for color for Scallywag? A deep golden hue, isn't it? It's about 1 shade below copper. So a nice dark old gold type of color. Let's check out the legs for Scallywag now. You have no idea how excited I am to try this. Okay, the legs for Scallywag. Pretty brisk as we would expect. They are fairly showy, so thicker legs than most, given its 46% ABV. The secondary legs are hanging on quite nicely, but beautiful legs overall. So I'll expect a nice medium body for Scallywag. Shall we check out the nose together? Big, beautiful, sherried, Speyside nose. If I had to guess, I would say we have some Tamdhu in there. Maybe some Ben Riach, but this really reminds me a lot of Tamdhu Batch Strength, number 3. Pretty feisty for 46% ABV. So it smells a little more like it is closer to 50. And that makes me wonder, maybe there is a little bit of Glenfarclas in here as well, which I find very seeming like it's a higher ABV. Of course, there could be many other Speyside malts in this, and ones that you typically don't get. The fruit I'm getting some, well, some leather, first of all. And I'm getting some, for lack of a better word, dry fruits. So think dried cranberries, dried pin cherries, dried cherries, dried apricots. I think my dog is having a bad dream. Did you hear that? He barked in his sleep. That's cute. Yes, I can tell it's going to be a dry whiskey. There is some sweetness in there. I don't get any real vanilla on the nose. I get a little bit more of something like a fruit syrup concentrate. Something that you're meant to put with club soda. Well, let's check out the palate, and then we'll come back to the nose with water added in a little bit. Cheers, everyone. Medium body is about exactly right. In fact, it's medium, almost in between medium and rich. Very sweet palate. Lots of sweet fruits, fruity desserts. Maraschino cherry syrup. Some very sweet orange marmalade. And if the nose was seeming very dry, the palate is actually just medium dry to actually lightly dry. The finish is slightly dry, very sweet, very fruity. There's a little bit of fizzy candy on the finish. And yes, there's dried apricots. There are light dried raisins, the Thompson seedless. We have a little bit of dried apple as well, a little bit of dried pineapple. And just a whiff of dried cranberry as well, giving it that slight astringent tone to it towards the end of the palate. Really sweet, friendly, lovely long finish on this. And it drinks really quickly. I'm already halfway through what I poured nearly. You are left with some nice dryness in your mouth, your cheeks as well, but overall this is a really nice package. So let's add a little bit of water, not too much. I'm going to add a little bit less than one of a spoonful, so that'll be right around 1 milliliter, maybe a little bit less. Gorgeous nose though. This is a really nice Speyside sherried whiskey. We'll let that sit there for a minute. While we let Scallywag do its thing, let's go through the week so far. We started with Auchentoshan. I'll put that right over there. And so far, that is my favorite to date. From there, we went to Tomintoul 13. Day 3 brought us Toymore Classic. That was day 3. Day 4 was Burnside, which it turns out is the Balvenie with a little bit of Glenfiddich added. December 5th brought Lacheg 10-year-old from Secret Spirits, their own stock. And Friday, December 6th, was Kingsbarns. And then we have today's, which of course I'm not able to rank just yet, but that's the lineup so far. And really interestingly, to talk about the things that I've never tried before: Scallywag, Kingsbarns, Burnside, Toemore. Okay, so look at that. So far 4 out of 7 are things that I've never tried before, and I wouldn't have been able to try that without this gorgeous box of whiskey for Advent. Whiskey Advent from the Scotch Whisky Advent Calendar 6th edition made by Secret Spirits. Now the ranking so far, Auchentoshan takes first place to date. Tied for second place, we have Toemore Classic and Burnside, 88 points. Fourth place, fourth place with 87 points is Laing. And fifth place with 86 points is Tom and Tao 13. And trailing up the rear is Kingsbarn's excellent 4-year-old offering, 4 years old, I guess, known as Dream to Dram, with 82 points. So let's check out our Scallywag now with a little bit of water added and see how the nose and the palate are. Now it's brought out some vanilla on the nose, a little bit of brown sugar as well. It's also not as dry as I initially felt the nose was. Neat. And the fruity component has gotten darker fruits I'm noticing now on the nose with water. The palate has also gotten sweeter. We do have some vanilla coming in now. That brown sugar. The finish slightly drier, still very fruity, still very long. I do quite like this. Lovely. So what do? I've got these all out here. They're all ranked. So something's got to change here. And I'm really liking this. So let's get on to the WhiskyWhistle Whiskey Score for Scallywag from Douglas Laing, part of the Scotch Whisky Advent Calendar 6th edition. What is that going to be, folks? It's going to be 89. You heard it, 89 out of 100 is the WhiskyWhistle Whiskey Score for Scallywag Speyside Sherried Blended Malt Scotch Whisky. And in achieving so, it pips out everything but Auchentoshan to take second place. The sole second place dram right now. So now we have a tie for third place with Burnside and Toemore, and Scallywag in second. I'd love to hear your rankings to date, so tell me what your 1st to 7th is in a comment. And I'll check back in with the rankings when we get up to day 14 and see how we do. I expect there'll be some more ties. I expect we may have a new leader by then. We'll have to wait and see. You know, every day I open up a new whiskey, I can't wait for the next day. Boy, what's day 8 gonna bring? Well, anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you click the little emblem right over here to subscribe to WhiskyWhistle. Hit the bell so you're notified of the future Whiskey Whistles to keep abreast of what's going on with the Scotch Whisky Advent Calendar and everything else on my channel. And if you've been enjoying these videos right up to the end of the video, check me out on Patreon. Become a patron and join the WhiskyWhistle crew. Patreon.com/WhiskyWhistle. Sound good? Take care, everybody. We'll see you for December 8th.